gods, and his brothers
Alright
combined their
everybody,
strength to
so
slay
welcome
the
back to
primeval
another
giant
episode
Ymir.
of Would I Buy?
Thus
And as the cool
forging
kids
the
would say,
world.
smash the like button, smash the subscribe
Under
button,
the world
but don't
tree
smash your computer.
Yggdrasil, gods
And we are
humans
looking
dwelled
at
in the realms of Asgard,
Valkyrie
Midgard,
Elisium.
and Niflheim.
And I've got a little bit distracted at the moment because there's a spider in the corner of my room. But we're not talking about that right now.
But their peaceful
Yeah, so
existence
this
was
is
not
kind of a
to last.
very up and down feeling with this.
Wolf,
And
bared its
obviously
terrible
I have
fangs upon
played
the world,
Valkyrie
threatening
game
all
before,
existence.
it's an action RPG. I think people have probably known about it. I think it's been out for a good while. I can't even remember the first one. Was it the PlayStation 1? I don't even know. I can't remember. Was it a side-scroller originally? Like a side-scrolling hack and slash RPG? I can't 100% remember. I have played some. Obviously I'm not big on them. I've not really beaten them. But I have enjoyed them. I will put it that way. I have always enjoyed them, but I just can't remember them off the top of my head. So it was actually quite nice to see Valkyrie Elisium, you know, appear and show up. And when I started playing it, you know, I didn't expect anything like major. But when I started playing it, I was actually really impressed. Because as I say, all the previous ones I remember have sort of been like a side-scrolling RPG. So it was quite a nice, interesting change to actually see this in 3D now. There probably have been other ones maybe like that, but like I say, I don't know. So, from what I've gathered there, it's a very standard story about gods.
Be the first to
Yeah, I don't really take on board much of the story here. It's one of those where I don't really take it all in. But I kind of just got into it, and I've kind of just enjoyed the gameplay for what it is. And from what I did play, it was really good. Like from your typical RPG standards, it involves hack and slash. There's no like XP from what I've gathered. As such, it was more like you defeat enemies, you gain crystals, which then you use to upgrade your weapons and your skills. And I do like that aspect of it, and that there always seems to be something that you can be like aiming towards. And that I did enjoy. There seems to be a nice little bit of tactics involved. Obviously, your standard sort of magic attacks, you can send friends into battle, and it's your typical RPG fare, and I liked it. So I was having a lot of fun with it. I mean, in terms of everything else, like the graphics and everything else, it's by no means like groundbreaking or anything. It's pretty much something that I would expect. It's on PS4. I mean, I don't know obviously what this would look like on like the PS5. Maybe it's the same, and maybe it runs a lot more smoother. I don't know. This was on the PS4 that I was playing it, and you know, the graphics are nice. It's nice. It's nothing spectacular. It's a standard RPG type graphics affair where you're going across loads of random grassy areas and castle-like areas that all look very pretty. And you know, the enemies themselves look quite interesting. And you get your combos in and stuff like that. It's just fun to play. And as I say, I never really worried too much about the story itself and the characters. If you are into that, you know, you might like it. To me, I wasn't too worried about it. I can take it or leave it. Obviously, I want a story in there, but it wasn't really something that would grip me, I suppose you could say. But obviously, if you are into all your gods and things like that, you know, you probably do like it. You probably would really get into it. That's fair enough. But for me personally, I'm just saying that for me, it doesn't capture my interest all that way. So for me, it is purely down to all the gameplay itself, and the gameplay is fun. I like the strategy involved, where obviously your typical RPG where you have your weaknesses, as you would expect in many other RPGs. I like the crafting system where each weapon that you seem to gain hold of, you can like craft it and beef it up a little bit better. I'll be honest, I'm one of those kind of players at times where I try and avoid as much as I can upgrading weapons, because I always end up wanting to get the next weapon and then I want to upgrade that. Probably not the best way of playing, but it's how I kind of do it. But it's nice. I kind of like having that way of progression, because that's what keeps me motivated. So obviously everything in its favour. I was really enjoying it, and I'm very, as I said, this is where it's very up and down situation. And it's because I reached the end of chapter 1 in the game, and then I finished it, I beat the boss, and I thought, alright, brilliant. And you know what, I was all for it, and I'm thinking, yeah, brilliant. I'm actually getting into it. I mean, I suppose you could say I was on the fence, because it's nothing groundbreaking or nothing that I've never seen before in these types of RPGs, so I was sort of on the fence and thought, okay, but obviously it's a big name game, so I kind of feel inclined to sort of die. And then I reached the end of chapter 1, and then I was like a little bit peeved off. So what it obviously asked me to do in the demo was to complete the sub-quests. And I'm like, this is what really frustrates me about a lot of games, and it's not just RPGs that do this. I do not understand why so many games make you do the sub-quests before, like you are playing. You get it in a lot of stuff as well, where you have to gain so many you know, like so many amounts of money, and the only way to do it is to do like sub-quests, something like that. I don't get it where your main quest is to finish a sub-quest, because I'm just thinking the whole point of it being a sub-quest is that it's a sub-quest, it's optional. Why to me, if you are being made to do a sub-quest, it is no longer a sub-quest, it is a main quest. And I know people will kind of argue with me on this and will just say, no, it's because the sub-quest is not really tied in with the main storyline. Well, that is fine, but don't force me to do it in order to continue with the main game. Because to me, if you are forced to do a sub-quest and do something that's isn't linked to the main quest,
Valkyrie,
then it's still part of the main quest, whether it's part of the main storyline or not. If you are forced to do it as part of the main quest, it is no longer a sub-quest. It is a main quest. And that's where I get a little bit frustrated.
All we hold precious
but,
lies on the
you know,
brink of
alas,
the war on Asgard and Midgard.
I get on with it. I'm not
Snuffed
taking that as a major criticism. This is something that just I don't understand when it comes to games like that. I don't understand why people do that. If you want it to be part of, if you want people to do that, or you want to extend your gameplay and stuff, leave it there. You'll be surprised. I'd rather have a shorter main quest and then feel motivated and excited about going back and doing sub-quests, rather than being forced to do sub-quests and have the main storyline feel a little bit longer. Call me silly, I don't know. That could be just me. Meh. Anyway, alas, so first I had to go back and collect a ring. Now fair enough, it ain't that bad. Went back, did the main quest, got a main ring, and I got back again and it said finish the sub-quest still. And I don't know what's gone wrong, whether it's something that I am missing. It is probably me just being an absolute numpty. And if it is, you know, I'll eat my words. And I will upfront apologise in advance right now. But when it's still, I've beaten the one sub-quest that it gave me on chapter 1, and it said finish the sub-quest still. So I'm like, well, the only other thing that was still possible to do was the cherry blossom. Pick up all these cherry blossoms. There's 28 in total on the map. So I'm like, well, I didn't realise I'm going to have to pick them up as part of the main quest before you're going to let me continue on.
This should be easy.
So that kind of annoyed me. That was and this is where it was kind of putting me on the fence again, and that I'm like, oh no. It was kind of pushing me from a can't wait, like wanting to buy to am I on the fence? And because I kind of get that dubious feeling where I thought, if I'm going to be forced to do this once, what's to stop the game from doing it again in the main game a bit further down the line? And that's going to frustrate me. I mean, it's bad enough doing one quest. I could have got over it if it was just that one main quest, but when it forced me to go back to do the pick up cherry blossoms, I'm like, I don't care about the cherry blossoms. I know the whole point of it is to get immersed into the world and you learn a little bit more. I will give it that it seems to be just little messages, but I don't know. I weren't too interested in hearing a lot of the stuff, but that's me. So anyway, where were I? So yeah, I had to go back and I started collecting. I had to go through the whole level, the whole chapter again to pick up cherry blossoms. Now, I probably didn't have to do it. I don't know, as I say, I probably missed it. But yeah, I went in the assumption that I had to pick up the cherry blossoms. And I was doing so well. And then I got up to the last couple in an area. And I must have turned the wrong direction. And I forgot that at the end of the chapter, you fall down a gigantic pit. And it's a gigantic pit just before the boss where it allows you to save. And you can't get back. Well, that to me now says that I could not get back and pick those last couple of cherry blossoms up, which meant my only option was to return back and to restart the chapter again. And am I missing something here? I'm probably being an absolute doofus, as I say. I'll probably eat my words. There'll probably be loads of people that tell me off and shout at me. And fair enough, if that's me being a numpty, I will accept that. And let me, in fact, Ashley, please correct me. Please tell me, because I want to enjoy this game and I want to get into it. But that kind of really peeved me off. So anyway, that situation, we'll put it aside. I'm kind of now figuring out, yeah, okay, it went from I kind of wanted to buy, being a bit on the fence, to now kind of waiting for a sale, because I don't hate the game, but stuff like that kind of annoyed me a little bit, and it's kind of made me think, I don't care whether it's one of the bigger name titles. That peeved me off, and to me it shouldn't have happened. And I was reading some reviews online of people that, you know when you feel the pressure and you get all these people out there that you think it's brilliant, and it is good. I want to enjoy it. I just don't get why that stuff peeved me off. So at the moment, I'm not 100% convinced at the moment. I kind of sort of want to wait for a sale. But here's where the emotional roller coaster comes in again, because then I realise now that the game, I've heard that if you were to pre-order the game and all stuff like that, there's a chance of getting that Valkyrie profile letter to the PS4. I probably butchered that. And now I'm kind of thinking, oh my god, now I'm getting 2 games for the price of one. And I know it's probably just a remaster of another one, but now I'm kind of thinking and going towards the buy option again. This is a very, very tough situation. This is a tough one. There's a game that I want to buy, but has annoyed me that I don't want to buy, and now I feel persuaded again because of another game that makes me want to buy again. So if it came down to would I buy? I suppose I kind of would buy, because I kind of want to give it the benefit of the doubt in that situation, that it ain't always going to be like that, and I'm kind of taking into consideration that it could be just me being a numpty, and I suppose I take it as a learning curve of something that I kind of just have to do as I go along, and I just essentially save at each spot. So yeah, from that respect, I'll take it as a learning curve. I'll take that on the chin, and I'll say yes, I would buy. And to be fair, I think if you're getting that Valkyrie profile Lenneth thing as well, I think that probably sweetens the deal. That's a price of about £40–45. I have seen it, was it digital deluxe version of stuff? Is it like £60–70? I wouldn't pay that in a heartbeat. I wouldn't pay that. No way. But then again, I wouldn't pay that price on more games. That's ridiculous, the prices of games these days. No, I would not pay that. £50 maybe the top. Because the game here, it's a good game, but it's not groundbreaking. And it's typical standard RPG. Like when I think of even Final Fantasy 15 that came out a few years ago, even that feels more like a modern type RPG. This sort of feels like a game that could have easily come out on the PS3, but with PS4 graphics, if you know what I mean. It's that kind of gameplay. It doesn't feel groundbreaking enough. However, it is fun, and that is the most important part. And from that alone, if I take out those little frustrations aside and treat it as a learning curve, yes, I still want to say I would buy it. And yes, so that is my opinion. I'm gonna hand it over to you guys there. Am I being a numpty? Have I missed something in this? Would you buy it? Did it turn you off? Let us know. And
it is said that you guide the souls
until
of
then,
chosen
I will
warriors to
see you
Asgard.
guys on the next one. Laters.
Which would mean I'm dead. I'm sorry you went through all that trouble for me.
I have seen that soul somewhere before. No matter. I must inform Odin of this at once.